On the outside of row number 1 in the 13, also from Brantford, the West Valley Automotive Shedding a Day sponsored Casey Huffman. Row number 2 on the inside, car number 40 out of Brantford. The Gales Auto Aftermarket Affordable Towing and Recovery. Jay Liverance in the number 40, and outside him in the 38 machine from Ohsweken, the Cool Kids Ice and Water 38 is Terry Martin. Car number 26, Mike Ferguson behind the wheel of the 26, and outside of him in the number 79 out of Guelph, the Stony Creek Transmission, Christopher Hale in the 79. Inside of row 4, Jason Lungaro in the number 7 out of Hagersville in the Club 54 entry. Alongside him is Reese George in the 11, and rounding out the field, the 53 of Logan Schwedick and the 93 of Melissa Miller.
Casey Huffman leads them down the backstretch. Nick Liverance in tow in that 911. They're 3 wide behind them for the 3rd spot into corner 3.
Liverance drove it hard into the corner and slid up to that outside groove. They got Liverance 2nd and 3rd right now. The 79 runs in the 4th position. That's Christopher Hale in that 79.
Jason Lungaro doing a nice job here working his way up inside that top 5, and he's to the inside of Christopher Hale. He started in the back of this one, challenging now for 4th.
Great battle for 4th and a nice run so far for Casey Huffman. Huffman has been showing more and more speed. He was slated to start on the pole. I don't know if it was the last race or the week before and elected to go to the tail of the field, Greg, but he's starting to get the handle on that yellow number 13.
Yeah, Huffman leading the way right now over the Liverances. Nick, the son, Jay, the father, in that 3rd spot right now as Jason Lingaro's trying to track down the top 3. Christopher Hale doing a nice job holding on to position 5.
Further back, Logan Schwedick in a side-by-side battle with Reese George. That's a battle for the 7th position. Schwedick got the spot in that 53 machine. Out front is still Casey Huffman by about a dozen car lengths over the Liverance boys.
Huffman leads at the cross flags. 4 laps in, 4 to go here in Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 1. Lungaro into the 3rd spot. He'll get the run down the backstretch, looking up for the runner-up position, and he's got time, I think, to challenge Huffman for the lead.
He could close in. Look at that groove developing in 1 and 2. We can see Jason Lungaro just got into it. I'm curious to see how the sprint cars are going to handle that. Casey Huffman just above it, Lungaro above it, Liverance just below it. We'll see if that develops into something bigger as the night goes on.
Lungaro gets by for the runner-up position. Now he'll set his sights on Casey Huffman. Lungaro drops it down a lane or so as they see 2 laps to go. Lungaro hard on the pedals to try and catch Huffman.
Lungaro smoother through the corners. I should say faster because Huffman is plenty smooth, but Lungaro getting more bite out of that number 7. This is going to come down to the wire.
This time by, we'll see the white flag from starter Kyle McKenzie as Huffman sweeps way out wide off of corner 4. That opens the door, and Lungaro was there with one more trip around.
One more time around Ohsweken Speedway. Huffman can see him now. Lungaro to the inside, Huffman on the outside.
Here comes Lungaro on the inside line. Going into corner number 3, a drag race to the checkered flag. Lungaro cuts it down to the inside wall. Checkers come out, and Lucas Oil Products Heat Race 1 goes to Jason Lungaro. Casey Huffman will finish in 2nd. Then it's Nick Liverance, Jay Liverance, Christopher Hale, and then the 38 of Martin and Logan Schwedick completing the top 7. Reese George 8th, 9th Mike Ferguson, and 10th will go to Melissa Miller.
Five, it's Ken Sargent.
Green flag goes up in the air. Bryce Richardson will lead them down into corner number 1 in that bright orange machine. Here comes the 24, though, Blake Bomberry Jr. Good 3-wide battle right behind him. Look at Derek Lemaire with a head of steam into 3.
Lemaire's on the loud pedal on the outside. They all got bottled up in 1 and 2, and Derek Lemaire took it to the high side in that white and orange number 56 Lemaire to the 2nd spot.
Yeah, he's got a good run going on that outside line as he tries to hold off Bomberry. Now he'll get the run off of corner 2 and try and get by Bryce Richardson for the lead. They're side by side into corner 3.
Derek Lemaire is all out at all times in that 56 machine. He draws up alongside Bryce Richardson. Door to door, Lemaire with the lead.
Lemaire, your leader. Richardson holding on to the second spot, but Bomberry right there behind him. Ryan Beagle running in fourth. Trevor DeBoer right there in fifth. Good side-by-side battle between Dickey and Sargent. And Jim Lampman back there. Those are some point getters, some guys up at the top of the standings, not making very much traction here in this qualifying heat.
Well, as you can see, there's nowhere to go for these guys. They are all still right together on the racetrack. Lemaire is pulled away, but only by about 2 car lengths. As we say that, he got a great run off of turn 2.
So Lemaire coming this time by to the cross flags. It'll be 4 laps going up on the boards here in this second qualifying heat, brought to you by Caledonia Auto Supply. Lemaire leads over Richardson, Bomberry, and the 84 RK of Ryan Beagle.
And Ryan Beagle almost clipped Blake Bomberry. He had to do a beautiful job of feathering the throttle, not getting run over from behind to avoid getting into the Bomberry machine. Now he goes up the track, and he's going to come down the banking in 4.
5 complete, 3 to go. As Lemaire continues to pull away from Richardson, who has distanced himself a little bit from third place Bomberry. Beagle's giving him a challenge on the bottom side. Meanwhile, we've got Chris Dickey giving Strickland some good advertising as the back bumper panel coming off of that car.
Well, Dickey's back bumper matches Jim Lampman's hood.
As it flaps in the air coming across the stripe. 2 laps left to go. Now contact with DeBoer and Ken Sargent.
Everybody gets sorted out. Jim Lampman, that reminds me of the old margarine commercial. Margarine, not butter.
Not butter. Here comes Derek Lemaire to the white flag. One more trip around. Bryce Richardson closing that gap just a little bit. Ryan Beagle now solidly in that third position.
That is awesome to see Jim Lampman on the outside. Hood just a flap, and it's got to be driving him nuts behind the wheel as he makes the move to the outside of Chris Dickey.
Final time off of corner 4. Caledonia Auto Supply heat race number 2. The win will go to Derek Lemaire. Bryce Richardson second. Then it's Ryan Beagle, Blake Bomberry Jr., Jim Lampman fifth, 6th Chris Dickey, 7th is Trevor DeBoer, and 8th will be the 25 of Ken Sargent, who appears to be discussing things a little bit here with maybe Trevor DeBoer.
Well, and he's been around the block a lot of times, probably just pulling up alongside, say, hey, didn't like that, or maybe he's apologizing. You never know.
Apologize?
Well, you might go up beside someone and give them a wave if you overstepped. You never know. Heat race number 3. These are the top points getters. Starting on the pole, he's got a feature win to his credit this year out of Hagersville. The Club 54 Killer Bees number 8, it's Ryan Dinning. On the outside of row number 1, he's got a lot of feature wins this year. In the number 49 machine out of Hagersville, the Jibs Action Sports sponsored entry is Dave Bailey. Row number 2 on the inside, the 00 machine. That's James Thompson in the 00, and alongside him in the 211, Go Fast Teeple in the 211. So these are all cars that haven't been, a lot of cars that haven't been here. Row number 3 on the inside is the number 46 out of Casterville, the body line. Total Coatings number 46 of Kevin Pauls. Alongside him in the 71, it's Frank Turkey Jr. in the 71. Then you got the 71X of Bobby Mercer, the 77 of Brett Rodwell, and the 93K, who I don't see out there.
That should be Mike Klazinga.
Oh, that is, yeah,
right there.
that white machine.
So you've got the top 2 in points in this, plus a bunch of guys that are handicapped at the back because they essentially have not made enough starts here this year or haven't made any at all in the case of that 00, James Thompson.
And if you don't make a start, if you're a no-show, you get credited with a feature win. So your maximum handicap. But these are the 2 best the Thunderstock division has to offer, side-by-side battling for the lead.
The thing I like about these 2, Adam, is they duke it out every week on the track. You'd think they'd be totally sick of each other. They get down to victory lane, they're congratulating one another, and it's their goal to beat the other person, but you can tell they feed off of each other.
Well, as the great Ric Flair said, Greg, to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Woo!
Thank you. Lobbed it in, and you hit it out of the park.
Bailey leads lap number 3 with Ryan Dinning in that second spot. James Thompson running in third, Frankie Turkey Jr. fourth, and the 211 right now in the 5th spot is Go Fast Teeple.
And at the moment, these 2 are the best. Like this is these are the best there are. Dinning closing in once again, about 2 car lengths between Bailey and the 49 Brewster Baker looking machine.
Working down the backstretch, 4.5 laps in. This time by it'll be 5 complete. 3 laps left to go in this qualifying heat, brought to you by Miska Trailer Factory. They're side by side off of 4.
Denning committed to that bottom groove. Dave Bailey happy up on the high side. As I say that, Denning slides up to the middle of the racetrack. Now just a car length separate the 49 and the 8.
Down into corners 3 and 4. They'll work by the lap traffic. Bailey in that middle line. Denning down on the inside. Can't get the run. 2 laps left to go, and this could be what we'll see in the feature a few hours from now.
Only they'll be starting in row number 10, I believe. Side by side, they're going to get the white hanky. One more lap to go here at the Big O in the final qualifying heat for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks.
Denning's gaining just a little bit every lap on that bottom line, but there he gives a little bit away in corner 1. Let's see what he can do in this final half a lap. The Miska Trailer Factory Heat Race number 3.
He's got a long way to go. Just 2 more corners. Dave Bailey sees the checkered flag in the air. Slides up towards the wall out of 4. Dave Bailey with the win. Ryan Denning finishes 2nd. James Thompson 3rd. 4th will be the 71 of Frank Turkey Jr. Go Fast Teeple in the 211 rounds out the top 5. And then it's Mike Klazinga, Kevin Pauls, and Brett Rodwell.
You want a fun follow? Since we were talking about Ric Flair. Ric Flair was there on Facebook. Really fun follow. Just letting you know. You'll enjoy it.
It was bad luck for Glenn Stiers 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about the last time you fired, Adam. That's when we changed it.
Yeah.
So glad to have you back, Adam, man, as I celebrate my 20th year on the mic here. It's so cool to hear you and Greg. If you notice, I'm not announcing much. I just love listening to you guys, man. So keep it up. I love it.
Did I notice you not announcing much? We ran out of water an hour and a half ago here in the tower, so yeah, I've noticed.
It's been good. Of course, as you imagine, the couple days we got, but we better get through this amazing lineup of cars we got here, guys. I'll get off the mic.
Rolling off the pole in the 911L is Nick Liverance outside of row number 1, but it looks like he's going to start from the back as Casey Huffman in the 13. Second row inside, Jay Liverance in the 40. Alongside him is Terry Martin in the 38. Christopher Hale will start 5th in the 79, and outside of him will be Jason Longaro in the 7. Logan Schwedick starts 7th in the 53, alongside the 93K of Mike Klazinga. Bryce Richardson drives the 11R. He'll start 9th, and rolling off 10th is the 24 of Blake Bombury Jr. Starting 11th, the 84RK of Ryan Beagle. The 1 of Chris Dickey will start 12th. 13th is Derek Lemaire in the 56, and 14th, the 28 of Jim Lampman. 15th is Trevor DeBoer in the 23, and 16th is Ryan Denning in the 8. Starting 17th, Dave Bailey in the 49, the 00J of James Thompson. Starting 19th, the 211 of Go Fast Teeple, and outside of him will be the 46 of Kevin Pauls. Frank Turkey Jr. in the 71, Mike Ferguson in the 26, Reese George in the 11, Melissa Miller in the 93, Rob Disher Sr. in the 17, 25 is Ken Sargent, 71X is Bobby Mercer. Wow, problem for Christopher Hale. The field is streaking past. I cannot believe the field did not gobble up Christopher Hale in that 79 as he had a problem in turns 1 and 2. We're going to go yellow. The rest of the starting lineup is Rob Disher in the 17, Ken Sargent in the 25, Bobby Mercer in the 71X, and the 77 of Brett Rodwell.
Well, guys, we just heard Christopher Hale being told that was intentional. So if you're new here, if you have a problem, unless you crash, you cannot stop and just bring out the yellow. So the 79 knew he had a problem, stopped, hoping to get a yellow with some time to fix it. Doug Leonard came on the radio right away and said 79, that was intentional. You can take it back to the pits. You cannot bring out the yellow here.
And you know,
the rules meeting in Niagara Falls in the Word said, if you don't do it, we're going to steal it.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
You know, I love new ideas, Clint.
It was one of those things where I'm like, damn, I wish I thought of that. But hey, kudos to them, and I'll be there to check it out. Here we go, guys.
Green flag is out one more time. Bryce Richardson with a big start to the inside, but he gets the door slammed shut by Liverance in the 40 machine as they charge down into turn number 1. Everybody looking for a little bit of a Ohsweken clay to drive through this field, and man, oh man, they charge them down into turn 3. Dave Bailey, I was going to say he's already in the top 10, but he's behind 2 rows 5 wide, so he can't be. Oh, trouble for Terry Martin. He goes around into turn number 1. Ryan Denning spins out to the inside to avoid it. How did the entire field not get destroyed? Racy for these drivers. What a colorful field of Thunderstocks in this Middleport Mechanical division. Green flag once again. We're underway. Longaro on the inside. Beagle on the outside. They charge into turn number 1. Big run on the outside groove for Derek Lemaire in that 56. He'll sweep to the outside challenge for the second position. Longaro out front in the lead as Casey Huffman makes his return to the racetrack. So does Trevor DeBoer.
Well, here they come around turn 2. It's Ryan Dinning working up through the middle portion of the pack, but it's his teammate Jason Longaro with a big lead, or at least a 2-car length lead, which is big over Dave Bailey. Terry Martin shows his nose up on the outside of 3 and 4. He'll return back to it, but it's all Longaro so far.
These pit crews did their job. A few cars rejoining this race. Out in front is Jason Longaro with Dave Bailey right behind. Derek Lemaire keeping that thing wound up on the high side.
Lemaire looking for some glory as he works to the outside of 3. Look at Bailey stepping to the outside. Adam, in one line you taught me many years ago, you want to go where they're not. And Bailey is a master of doing that, finding the open track, and he'll crest the nose here of Longaro and drag race down the back straightaway to turn number 3.
Behind him, we see Jim Lampman in that 28. He's made his way into the top 5, passing for the 5th position. But at the front, we got a battle for the lead. Longaro and Bailey side by side.
If you're a leader, you gotta hate when Bailey pulls up alongside you, but the 49 Jibs Action Sports Machine not around the Club 54 Longaro car yet. And remember, Longaro nursing a broken arm, still not 100%, steering this car up front with the lead, but Bailey giving him all he can handle.
That time at the line, Dave Bailey led the way by 4/100ths of a second. It's almost a dead heat, and right behind them you got Ryan Beagle and Derek Lemaire duking it out for position.
You know, Ryan Beagle's had Dale Shaw, an asphalt standout, helping him a lot, and man, have they picked up the game of the Beagle crew, and he is looking very good in that Gen 3 Camaro tonight. Here comes the Gen 2 machine of the Burger Barn 56 Lemaire looking to the outside.
Some slower traffic just ahead of these race leaders. Dave Bailey, being the veteran he is, going to squirt down to the inside of that slower traffic, close the door on Longaro, but Longaro coming back again on the bottom.
Working it single file now inside the top 5. Bailey all alone up front with a 2-car length lead, stretching it out here as they get onto the back straightaway. Here comes Ryan Beagle with a head of steam, chasing after the Longaro number 7.
I didn't see how Jim Lampman fell out of the top 5, but he's behind Kenny Sargent and Ryan Dinning right now in that 28.
How about Ryan Dinning? He was in about 27th spot on the restart, about 7 laps ago, and getting underneath teammate Ken Sargent now as they rip down the back straightaway. That's going to put Dinning up to 5th.
I don't know if Ken Sargent has a problem or not. Has he got a left rear tire going down, Clint?
Oh, he was slow coming by that time out of 2. Yes, Adam, good call. Flat left rear on the Club 5425 of Sargent. He knows it now, and he'll probably, they'll hang out as long as they can, but when he realizes he's ripping backwards, Sargent makes the veteran move and says, I'm done unless we get a yellow.
When it's not your night, it's not your night, and Kenny Sargent has had plenty of great nights, but tonight is not his night.
Watch 2nd through 5th here, Adam, as they get through turn 1 and 2. Each time there, someone is kicking up a big shot, a rooster tail of dirt, which makes me think the tire's low or going down. Is it the Lemaire 56?
Not sure at all, but that right rear is really digging in on that 56 car. Ryan Beagle with the 2nd spot. Dinning and Longaro side by side for 3rd.
Ryan Beagle trying to hold on the position here. Works himself underneath the lap machine of Liverance, working up to try and chase down Dave Bailey. And we need Tommy here. This might be a career best for Ryan Beagle here on the dirt at the Ohsweken track.
You've got to think that it is. He's trying to hold off Ryan Dinning. Dinning gets to the inside. So smooth. Ryan Dinning makes that pass for 2nd.
Well, you called it earlier. Dinning and our leader, Dave Bailey, the 2 top guys here in Ontario so far in 2017. Bailey started on a tear, and Dinning said, hey, I can run with him. Let's start chasing him. So Dinning been running Merrittville and Humberstone as well, and it's really paying off.
Well, without a yellow flag, I don't see Dinning being able to close in on Bailey. He's got 3 lap cars between himself and the race leader. Now just 2 lap cars, but that's a fast race car he wants to close in on, and he's just got 5 laps to do it.
5 to go in this feature event for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks here tonight. Dave Bailey with a big lead out front of Ryan Dinning. who's wishing he had his teammate Sargent to loop it, grab him that yellow, but to no avail. Dinning's going to have to do it the hard way.
Well, he's about 15, Carly, half a straightaway, say, behind the race leader, Dave Bailey. Ryan Beagle running in third. He's about the same distance back behind Dinning as Dinning is behind Dave Bailey.
Well, Bailey working his way out of turn number 2. We've got 2.5 to go. Well, now as he brings it off of turn 4, 8 will be up, and our starter Kyle McKenzie will show them 2 to go.
2 more trips for Dave Bailey. He's got the Liverence 911 directly in front of him. Beside that, not a whole lot of traffic for the race leader as he runs that bottom groove. Ryan Denning is definitely putting a dent in the lead of Dave Bailey.
And now Bailey being held up by the 911, a little bit white flag out as the field will surrender to the Bailey 49 man. He has been fast, and I bet all the action sports guys are going crazy back there with Mark Zuba as their driver going to get it done here at Ohsweken with 2 more turns of the wheel.
Smooth as silk is Dave Bailey rolling off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Bailey with the win. Ryan Dinning going to finish second. Ryan Beagle rounds out the podium, finishing third. The 7 of Jason Longaro fourth, and the 56 of Derek Lemaire finishes fifth.
Adam Ross will head down to Lucas Oil Products Victory to Hagersville Rock, but first we'll go down to Lucas Oil Products Victory Lane. Adam Ross down there with the top 3.
Dave Bailey's making his way out of the car now. How about a big round of applause for the Gibbs Action Sports driver, the number 49. Running his feature win total on the season up to 11. Ryan Dinning got through traffic, couldn't quite get to where he needed to be. But we're going to start down here in third. How about a round of applause for this driver from Victoria, finishing third position with a great drive, Ryan Beagle, driver of the 84 machine. You look a little bit tuckered out. You said at first, we got lots of shape. What are you talking about? Ryan, congratulations. That was a good run.
Yeah, thanks. We've been trying for 7 or 8 years now to try to stand on the front stretch, so can't complain.
Well, and you earned it tonight. This is not an easy division of race car. Ryan Dinning got to the inside of you. There were moves to be made there. It just looks like you're that close. Do you feel the night coming when you're able to get up there and challenge for that win at the end?
Yeah, I think it's coming. We're just got to work on some stuff. It was bumpy tonight, and once you get in the bumps, it's hard to do anything. So, but
who do you want to thank for this third place finish?
Well, got to thank Port Dover Auto Parts, RK Automotive, Hess Auto Tech, Wix Filters, DEI, all these guys standing here, the whole Shaw crew for helping me out for what they've done for me is just incredible. And I think Doug Gamble's out in the grandstands there. He helps me out a lot. There's probably somebody I'm forgetting, but
that's okay. You can come back next week, get another top 3. Big round of applause, folks. His first top 3 finish, Ryan Beagle. Well, Ryan Dinning, you made that pretty exciting. You got involved in that opening lap skirmish, but boy, oh boy, did you ever drive back through the pack.
Well, I don't know what happened in that first incident there. Somebody hit me in the back and around it went, but all I knew is I could still get there. And sorry to Kenny. I think I was a little aggressive getting by him, but
that does happen, but here you stand on the front straightaway. There's nobody out here throwing punches, Ryan, so it couldn't have been that bad.
No, I don't think it was that bad. I'm sure he knows I'll help him fix it.
There you go, Ryan Dinning with his second place finish in a row here at the Big O. And the winner. This feels better. You know, you won 2 weeks ago. You had to wait until tonight to do Victory Lane. It feels better when you wheel it under the checkered flag and then you can drive it right down to Victory Circle, doesn't it, Dave?
Yeah, this feels good. Last year you could see when the second place guy went across the thing, and I think Doug switched that up for me now, so I couldn't tell. So the whole time, last week I knew he was there, and this week I could see he was in second, but I had no idea where he was. So it's on dirt leading. I don't know, it just sucks because you don't know where he is, and you're just waiting to get past or sitting duck. But we made it, and whatever, we'll do it again tomorrow.
Have you considered not driving through the field so fast, not taking the lead so early?
No, I never even thought of that. Good idea.
There you have it, Dave Bailey. We don't expect him to take the lead next time until much later, Greg Calden. How about your top three in the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock division?